They need more, but they will not get more here. Golden
Oh, I've
Heights.
got buffs for Mongols. Just I've got like 100 of them ready to go.
Alright, I'm muting you before you give ideas
It's never
out.
the time. It's never the time. It's just never the time. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Golden League.
You cut out a little
here.
there. Do you want to try
Oh
again?
no! No, did I really?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah,
Oh crap!
stick that mic so close to your mouth that you're licking it.
You didn't see me, but I almost ate it just there. So yeah, Louis, game 3, Louis versus B. Louis on a streak here, trying to get something done. Let's see, we got the Pit Mine versus the Racks, so gonna see some aggression from the HRE. Pit Mine for Malians, though, is kind of surprising, no? Means no instant dock from either player.
But I think in Louis' mind, it's like you can get away with this play and still combat the issue later, right? Because if you go Donzos, you get the hybrid attack. So now the onus is on B to have a ridiculous quantity of spears so that Louis can't even contest or even think of contesting Dark Age.
Yeah, he's gonna definitely start to burn down those houses there, and I think Louis is gonna get the golden time. Yeah, he's definitely gonna get his golden time for sure. But it's just a matter of what's his follow-up. It looks like it might, dare I say, the Sahara trade landmark.
Maybe.
I think he might try it. No dock makes me think that. I mean, Mansacore is always good, but I feel like to live against the Spearman, he might panic down the tower, put it on the wood line on the south, right? Cover that, and suddenly your trade is looking pretty gnarly, right?
I think like the other big deal is like you get deer, right? So even if you don't go water, dropping the trade network there like protects deer plus the gold.
Yeah.
But
he has no wood, so he can't drop it on the north. He has to drop it on the south, or he has to lose 4 vills to get it up, right? So I think he's going to drop it more towards the south, where those spearmen really can't rotate. Is there a gap on this Golden Heights? Look at the corner.
He's not
Sorry, this is
even touching wood still though. Like this feels.
Yeah.
I actually think you're going to lose out by going this way, as Louis.
Oh, what is that gap?
Dude, oh
is that normal?
Okay,
That's
not
normal.
necessarily there, but I've seen it in all kinds of weird places. Like we had, I think it was a game between Marine Lord and Vortex where there was a gap in the cliffside near his TC. So you could just like short the route and get away. There's a lot of weird generations like that can happen.
Yeah, so he's going for the trade network, gonna try and defend, but I think he'll save the pit mine eventually, especially if he sends one Vill to kind of bait it, like go for the repairs, but he has no wood. I guess once he has wood, he'll try. He can definitely bait this with the repairs and then be okay. He might eventually secure the deer, but I think for now it's just about making pit mine doesn't get burned down. Because this is a big investment from B. 5 spears?
Hear me out. Like if I'm B, that micro gets the villager, but more than important than that, I do believe that's a villager moving out to dock. So that's the other element to this. This is what great players do at the game, right? They make a move and they get 2 things out of it instead of 1.
This is really spicy now. And if he gets this thing to burning, he might be able to kill this pit mine.
Definitely will. Like Louis has 18 wood. There is no way he's repairing this. That's a heavy loss for him.
Gonna go forward for this again and maybe lose another Vill. Goes for the... Yeah, it goes down. That's huge. That is huge. That is so much wood down. Oh!
It's going to cost him an extra spear, but he will get through it.
Maybe an extra 2.
Wait, what was that spread attack? All right, they might... Okay, make that an extra 3.
3, yeah, interesting. But, I mean, look at Louis' economy. He's 100% stalled out.
Oh, it's... Yeah.
That was...
Like, it's not just the pit mine, right? Like, he doesn't have a mining camp, so he can't even get more gold. Either.
He has no wood for a lumber camp. So he's doing strags and sheep to catch up. Like, this is probably the weakest position I've seen Amalians in. It's like, this is really rough. Like, he killed 3 spearmen, I guess that might make it better than some, but this feels bad.
The fishing behind this makes sure that the spears died for something, right? They died for the greater good of the HRE. Like, this for me looks really clean from B. Like, you know, he's already fishing on the villagers. First fishing boat is out. On top of that, he could even just mirror any aggression with more spears. Or even move into men-at-arms in like the next minute. Because I don't think his tech up is going to be that far behind.
Yeah, when I go for the pit mines, I play a lot of Malians. When I go for these pit mines like this, I really want to make sure that I always have, like, some wood income secondary. So, like, I tend to have, like, a slower build order. But I can potentially tower to defend against the spears. And it's definitely slows your age up, but if it saves the pit mine, I think it's worth it. But this feels hard for Louis at this stage. Like, we'll see what his economy ends up looking like. Yeah.
I honestly, like, I wonder why he didn't want to go for the racks. I just think, like, Donzo's is a winning play on the opening here, right? Like, you don't have to take a direct fight with the spears. You eventually will be down. If he doesn't fight you, you can actually harass Eco with those javelin throws. It seems like a logical play, and it also means that when it comes to tech uptime, you don't have to waste your landmark choice, right? You don't have to go for this tower. You can actually get the Mansa, which is an extra 2 villages worth of gathering.
What is this soul read? So I think that B is going to Minework Palace because I think he might want to go Horseman. Maybe he was expecting the archers. He could be going. He could just be going like Spearman, Man at Arms, sure. But I think we might see a Horseman switch here from B because he loves his Horseman, right? I mean, he loves all of his feudal, right? But this could be cool. I think there's a lot of potential here with the Minework.
What if
those techs in there are really strong?
What if you just mass men at arms as B? Like, you've got fishing eco, and your opponent's entire economy is condensed to one location.
I mean, maybe if you go Burgrave at this stage, you just ignore.
I don't think you can go Burgrave.
Anything,
right? Like you have good fishing eco to support food, right? So like you just build 3 racks and you start pushing out men at arms, and you get a really good timing with the cheap discounts on marching drills and undermesh.
First archer's coming out, and we see the stable. Yeah, so it's going to be Horseman with the 2 melee armor, which I think can be really good at times, but I'm not sure he'll rush that tech just yet. Probably just get Pierce armor first, seeing the archery range.
He's building a second prelate as well. Like, there's no...
Well, he doesn't have Aachen.
That's true, and it's like
you have to compensate.
Well, the thing is, like, we've seen some builds where people go fast castle instead, but I think this tells us that he's probably going to hang in feudal for quite a while now.
Yeah, well, if he just keeps buffing up his woodline, there's no reason not to, right? He has the dock, his opponent doesn't, so just keep adding fish and you'll be ahead. I really like it. Wheelbarrow's coming in now for Louis, so gonna try and catch up a bit economically. He has the wood upgrade as well, so thinking Archer Sofa is gonna be his savior, but he's up against Man-at-Arm and Horseman. And that could be tricky. But I do like the second Prelate edition from B, because a lot of times it's just one more Prelate, and you basically have an Aachen Chapel, right? So it's kind of like trying to get it in some ways. It's not as clean, right? The buff isn't as, like, the uptime isn't as perfect as you might like, because the Aachen Chapel does it perfectly, because you don't need to go through, like, the animation, and, like, the Prelate doesn't have to, like, spot a Vil without the buff, and then target him and then buff him, right? It's, like, just always...
There's a cooler way to think about this with the Prelates, which looks like it's going to be a little bit aggro to force him back, but I don't know if the Men-at-Arms is enough to fully scare Louis away. Like, he could try to contest this if the Spearman go down. And, you know, to your point that you were talking about, I think the cool way to think about Prelates is, like, you add an extra 40% onto a villager, right? You do that for 8 villages. So if you want to know if it's worth sacrificing a villager production to get a Prelate, all you have to do is do basic maths there, right? So you 8 times the 0.4. And you realize that you're actually getting over 2 villagers worth extra by sacrificing 1 worth of production to build these prelates.
So, do you know how this goes? I actually don't.
It's
Sofa
a weird
against he got the +2 armor. So his spearman and his spearman and horseman have +2 melee armor, and I actually don't know
I think
what wins cost effectively now.
I
right?
legit think they win, right? Because like
cost effectively, they're cheaper.
But like, look at the damage comparison as well. Like, it's not that high for Sofas. Like, I think they actually just get washed by this build, especially when you consider B not only has fishing, but his land eco is 40% more efficient than the Marlians. Marlians, who, by the way, I think they are still just 1 pit mine, right? And I don't see a world in which he's ever getting a sec. Okay, no, okay, in fairness, he stuck 1, but there's no way he gets to keep this, right? The scout sees.
This is the boldest position I've ever seen for a pit mine.
Did he think it would, like, be hidden is what I'm wondering here. But if he thought it was going to be hidden, like, why not build more east?
Further south? Yeah, like, there's... I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just the best one. Maybe he just thought about it. Maybe he just had a Vil there. I don't... I think it's an interesting attempt to try and get it. Like, the pit mines are so good. They often pay off in this time period. Like, this probably will end up being worth it. It's just, if it dies, it's a lot worse, right?
Like, if I am B, I like screw these houses, just take out the pit mine, right? And then I think it doesn't return its value. Like, you at least have houses for pop cap, but the pit mine is just a waste.
And these horsemen just don't care.
No, and this is the pretty thing.
They just don't care.
They're faster, so they can body block like this and make sure you don't even get away. Look at that damage output.
He's even getting, he's starting to get some of the standard blacksmith techs now. He has the move speed and the armor. So he has he has marching drills and he has the armor one. I actually forget what it's called.
It's a new one. It wasn't
It's the new one, yeah.
barding or something, was it? I'm just like, this stripping
the
from power
barding. No, the barding was plate barding is the night tech.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that's that one.
Steel
Or
barding. And
yeah.
then
We're close.
Was
I forget
it
what the horse one was. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to find it now.
Well, like, I don't know.
It's gonna haunt me.
3 range now, though. So what's the attempt going to be? I mean, still just Archer Sofa. It's a reliable composition in a lot of cases, but I think the mine work, surprisingly to me, like to a lot of people, maybe very good. Very good here. This looks tough, though.
Was it riveted chainmail? Did this get added together?
Yeah, riveted chainmail was taken off of the barracks, put in the mine work only. And
that was it. Yeah.
Added the buff is now also added.
It's spearman and horseman. Yeah, so it's riveted chainmail. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this would be. He's shown the value of mine work. For a long time, we spat on it, we laughed at it. We've seen Vortex make it work, we've seen Lucifer make it work, and now for a completely different reason, B is hard flexing this landmark.
The build difference, look at the eco difference. Dude, this is so tricky. Look at the income difference. Like,
food.
Look at the pop difference.
Just food. That's all I have to say on this one. I mean, there's been no attempt by Louis to shut this down. Louis, man, it's this Marlian build, it's the one that a lot of people do, right? Just mass archers, mass sofas, and it just wins. It always just wins. But HRE, like, they're no pushover. Their Econ land is decent. You gave him water for free, and then really, this riveted chainmail play was just the cherry on top. I don't really see how Louis wins this.
Yeah, because if the horsemen aren't dying to the sofa, what are they dying to, right? Like the archers aren't going to kill him. You need Donzo out there to really get something done here.
Yeah, but B's got archers, so you can't do Donzo's either, right?
Yeah, like, it's so smart. It's so good. And his micro has been on point. I also think, honestly, it's pretty easy to look at B and say, oh, wow, he's like playing so well and this is such a great strat. But honestly, Louis' Dark Age, like with that whole spearman shenanigan, like losing the pit mine and then having so much like weird idle time, like he had to chop his drags to rebuild the pit mine and then build the lumber camp and then start going to gold and food. Like everything was just really late, and his feudal landmark has given him almost no value, right? It's just a tower, right? There's no chance of trade.
He's gonna get it as well. With that choke point, he can just grab all the sofas, but he goes deeper. He wants the archer mass.
He wants it all. He's going in.
He wants the throne, and he's going to get it. He pushes them against the cliffside. There's no escaping B.
Dude, come on, man. That was disgusting. The patience on that was just brilliant. Amazing play by him. Amazing play. That was...
I think this is the stage where we have to predict how long until GG. I think we're probably 2.5 minutes away from him calling it.
I think it'll be... Either B's gonna go crazy in on aggression here, or I think he just stops making units and just castles, upgrades all of these units, and then goes for the kill.
I think he ends. I think he ends like 16 minutes, like maybe even
siege
sooner.
Engineers.
Yeah,
he's got Rams on the way pretty soon.
Because it's cheap
he's
and
got
fast,
prelates
right?
Look at that. He's got prelates on the wood. Prelates on the wood line. Like you win the fight. Oh my gosh, this is.
He's even walling him in. It's like, just in case you want to go around me. That's not going to work. I'll make a gate and I'll make my way through.
And he burned the pit mine in the middle, so all that stands there is... just sadness. That's what stands there. And we're going to see the Rams soon, I guess? Not seeing him just yet, just opting for another slew of archers, making sure his army's plenty big.
You just get fat enough to dive the base, you flatline everything, and then Rams to end if he doesn't GG, right? Like, he has the option to just quickly convert, but there's no rush for him. This is a nice little raid from Louis, though, if you can get it. They ain't too slow to move away. Especially that formation shuffle. For all of that effort, you kill, like, what, maybe 3 villagers if you're lucky. Maybe not even 2.
Well, 2 have
Oh,
died
come
so
on.
far
He's
this game.
shuffling him right
The
now.
prelate. Oh, the prelate goes down though. That's tough, but yeah, still this
Yeah, but look on the
attack
other
is
side.
just gonna end the game. Yeah. Oh,
He
well, the horsemen are
split them
coming
up.
back.
So the horsemen came back, but the archers are diving in. They see a free opportunity here. They're going to dive into the base. Louis?
I think they die.
They do.
The archers die. This is not an opportunity. This is a trap. Louis, potentially with a chance back into this game if he's able to get good value in this trade.
It's marching drills, though.
Gonna be tricky.
Yeah, like,
Marching
good luck sticking on
drills.
top of him. And the horsemen
Yeah.
afterwards, like, that's the thing. Like, whoop-de-doo if you lose the archers. As long as you're sniping out sofas like this. Just look at the count right now. B, 23 horsemen. We're going to end up with, what, like 6 sofas? Mate, you're going to be sitting in your sofa watching from home at this rate.
Yeah, this is rough. The horsemen about to reconvene with the archers, but instead choose to dive onto these. Oh,
Hello,
he just keeps doing the
Sunshine.
same thing.
Been here before, and that was a staggered formation. That's the detail that makes it work. B, he kind of like stutters
Oh,
between his
wow.
formations to get around them. And he wallops Louis in the face with it.
All the archers are going down, and that's going to be the game right there. There's really nothing else that Louis can do. Like, he has no way to contest water. He has no way to get a second pit mine up. He has no way to gather wood in a second. Oh, boy.
No, I
B.
said now for the GG. And Louis,
This is it.
admittedly, one thing we had to consider, yeah, this is match point. Some players just will not wave that flag until you shoot them down and pick up the flag yourself to wave it for them. And it looks like that's what B's going to have to do. Keeps the pressure coming. Could even think about adding in rams in the next minute or so. For the time being, archers and horsemen to the moon and back. These numbers
Oh,
speak
the
for
build.
themselves. He's going to find them.
They run away trying to think, oh, there's somewhere safe for me, and no, B's there as well. This is brutal.
No one can hurt you
Brutality.
in Mali in heaven. It's the one safe place he has. Louis.
I love the riveted chainmail play. I loved that minework play. I think that was so smart. The horsemen really came in clutch this game against the sofa archer. Very smart. Very, very good play. I don't know what Louis does once that minework. I don't know what you can do at that stage. I mean, obviously we can talk about like how it could have made the dark gauge a little better, but like what I mean, what are you gonna do, right? He played his opening and got countered. It just happens in AoE4, right? Sometimes you have to play a little blind. Sometimes you get caught off guard by the effectiveness of those dark age torches. A lot of times, the speed at which they burn stuff down can be surprising, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm actually happy that people are showing away my work can work. I think it's been like, I want to say bottom 2 landmarks of tier 2 in the game for a very, very long time, right? You know, still need to work on Abbey of Kings and figure that one out, but maybe English don't deserve more buffs. But